Hello students, in this video we are going to see how to find slope or gradient of a line. We have three different cases or situations. From an equation we will look at in the next video or another video. So in this one we will look at two cases. So from 2 points is the first one. If you are given coordinates of 2 points, we can use this formula, which is here. So remember, gradient is the vertical step over horizontal step between 2 points on the line. So we just have to use the coordinates of the line. You have to be consistent. If you call this first one x1, you have to call it y1 on the second number, and x2, y2. Remember, x coordinates in front, horizontal, and y coordinates at the back. So if you use the formula, very simple, then we have y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. So in this case, 6/3. So m is 2 for number 1, question number 1. You can try the others yourself. Remember, origin basically is just 0, 0. That's where x and y axis intercept each other. You can have a look here for the tricky ones. Let's say number 6. Then you will have m is y2, which is 8. If we call this x2, y2, x1, y1. Minus -2, be careful here. And the x value is x2, -2, subtract. Oh, okay, so I think there is a mistake here. This should be y1, which is 5. And this one should be x1, which is -2. Okay, so we have 8 minus 5, which is 3, and we have -2, subtract -2, so -2 plus 2, which is 0. So in this case, we cannot divide by 0, so the gradient is actually undefined. So be careful there, okay? So meaning, if you check here, the line passes -2,5 and -2,8. So if you can imagine how it looks like, this is x, this is y. So -2 is somewhere here, -2,5 maybe at the top there, and -2,8 somewhere at the bottom. And if your line actually passes those 2 points, obviously it is a vertical line. So we know that the equation is x equals -2. And the gradient of this line, of this vertical line, is actually undefined. Okay. So the next one is finding gradient from a graph. It's very simple. Basically, you will need to find 2 easy points. So easy meaning the coordinates is quite clear. So here, for instance, not easy point will be, for instance, somewhere here, whose coordinate is not very clear, right? 2, well, somewhere in between 1 and 2 for the y-axis, then we don't want that. Okay, so the moment you have it, then you only need to find rise over run. So vertical step over horizontal step between those 2 points. So you have to be consistent. Are you going from A to B or B to A? Doesn't really matter as long as you are consistent. If you go from A to B, then we do the rise first, meaning you have to go up. So this is +2. And you go to B afterwards. We run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. +5 because we went to the right. Okay? If you want to go from B to A, doesn't really matter. It's also possible. But then you have to be consistent as well again. From B to A, rise means I have to go down. So this is -2. And then afterwards, I have to go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to the left, -5. So if we want to find the gradient now, if you do it one from A to B, your gradient is going to be vertical step over horizontal step, positive 2 over positive 5, 2 over 5. And then if you want to do from B to A, your gradient is going to be negative 2 over negative 5, which is still positive result 2 over 5. So it is consistent. So you can try here also some of those questions yourself. All right, and be careful when you are doing the vertical and horizontal step. Later on, be careful here. On the x-axis, you have every block is 1 unit. And here, every block is actually 2 units. So you have to be a little bit careful later on, okay? And again, here the tricky ones, you just have to be a bit careful. If I pick 2 points, let's say on a horizontal line, then the change, let's say this is A and B, the change in vertical movement, rise, is actually 0 because there is no vertical movement. And the run between A and B is, let's say here, 1, 2, 3. So that's 3. So in this case, the gradient of a horizontal line is rise over run, 0 over 3, which is just 0. So horizontal line, the gradient is 0. Meanwhile, a vertical line, we saw that before in the previous question, the gradient is undefined. Okay, hopefully this is clear. You can complete the note yourself and practice with some questions. Good luck.